Love wears your face when morning stirs the sky, and all is quiet but the breath of dawn brushing across velvet curtains. I wake to thoughts of you, the gentle shape of your name, the way it lingers like a vow in the hush before sunlight. You are my first thought and my longest dream, braided through the rhythm of my heart like a sacred thread. In the silence of royal corridors, where history walks heavily beside me, your voice is the rebellion, the soft, unseen flame lighting up the halls of duty. I remember the first time I looked at you and forgot my title. You called me by my name, just Leonor, as if I were not a crown but a girl. And suddenly I wanted to be only that, just a girl, yours. The world expects from me composure, legacy, a script. But you taught me unscripted laughter, the joy of saying I love you with eyes, not decree. When I wear pearls and diplomacy, I still think of your fingers brushing my cheek beneath the stars, where no anthem played but your heartbeat. In gardens shaped by centuries, where marble queens stare from fountains and time smells of roses and war, I find your shadow beneath the olive trees. There's a hush that belongs only to us, as though the world allows a hidden space where I am not watched, only loved. You taught me to see differently, not through the lens of tradition, but through warmth, through honesty. Your laughter unbuttons my formality, unlaces the shoes I walk history in. I sit with you on the stone bench that knows secrets, our fingers intertwined like old ivy, speaking without words. When you say nothing, I still hear everything. And when I say nothing, you listen anyway. They tell me love is not for girls like me, that it comes second to flag and land. But I say they don't understand how real sovereignty lies in giving your heart, not guarding it. You do not treat me like glass, but like fire. You do not kneel, yet you hold me higher than any throne. I could rule a country and still crave the way you look at me like I'm a wonder. Love wears your face, and even in duty's shadow, I reach for your light. There are nights when I cannot sleep, and the moon hangs over Madrid like a silver question. In those moments, your memory is the lullaby I hum beneath my breath. I trace constellations with my finger across the ceiling, naming stars after the moments we've shared. The laugh that escaped me at dinner, the stolen kiss behind the tapestry, the way your hand wrapped around mine like a promise no one had to swear. Even the coldest palace corridor holds echoes of you now. You've walked them, only in whispers, but your presence warms the air. I've learned that love does not need permission, it needs courage. You are the bravest thing I've ever known. Not because you fight dragons, but because you love me without fear, without question. You didn't fall in love with the crown, or the gowns, or the legacy. You fell in love with the girl who trips in silence and writes poems when the world sleeps. And I fell in love with the boy who sews an eye, not the image, me. Love wears your face, and even when we are apart, it feels as though you are etched into the wind that follows me. I speak to you in letters I cannot send, words I cannot say aloud at dinners with foreign dignitaries. Still I write them in my mind, in the margins of documents, in the spaces between syllables of languages I must learn. Every word I speak in public is tailored, practiced, precise. But with you, my sentences unravel, sweetly clumsy, freely. You have seen me cry, not for headlines, but because my soul sometimes aches with the weight of expectation. And you never tried to fix me, you just stayed. That is love. Quiet loyalty, not spectacle. The patience to wait while I find myself. With you I am not just Spain's daughter, I am a girl allowed to be 17, allowed to dream beyond borders and duty. You told me once that love is a place I never understood until I met you. You are that place, warm, safe, limitless. And even if I spend a life in rooms where peace is negotiated and futures are signed away, I will always carry the softness of your gaze like a talisman. Love wears your face, and through it I know peace. Sometimes I wonder if the world would allow me to choose you. If history will be kind enough to let this love live past secret glances and quiet poems. But even if it doesn't, even if we are written in invisible ink between royal decrees and political silence, you will still be the truest thing I have ever known. If I must wear a crown, let it be one that remembers your laughter in its gold. Let it be heavy with the memory of our moments. I do not need fairy tales, I need truth, and you are that. When I look at portraits of queens long gone, I wonder who they loved, who held their hands before war, or marriage stole them away. Did they too whisper names into pillows, trace initials into frost on the windows? I think they must have, and I think they would understand what I feel now. This deep, unshakable knowing that love is not weakness but reason. I will carry you in every speech, every nod, every restrained gesture. You have taught me that love can be discreet, and still be fierce. Love wears your face, and I will not forget. The world does not know you the way I do. To them you may never be more than a name tucked quietly beneath the surface of my life. But to me, you are sunrise, and solace, thunder and you are the reason I smile when I bow, the anchor in the sea of protocol. Even in rooms full of kings and presidents, my heart knows only the beat it learned from yours. You taught me to see the sacred in the ordinary, the way your hand brushes mine as if it's nothing, but it's everything. The way you say my name with a reverence no one else gives. When I walk into a room and find your eyes, it is home. I could be anywhere, Paris, Lisbon, Oslo, and still you are the compass that points me back to my. I wear 1,000 gowns and carry centuries on my shoulders. But you strip all that away with a smile, until I am just a girl who loves deeply. Love wears your face, and in that face I find every reason to keep hoping, to keep choosing this love, even in silence. I think of our first goodbye, how it lingered longer than it should, how your thumb traced my wrist like it could memorize the rhythm there. No declarations, no grand scenes, just the quiet ache of wanting time to pause. I watched your silhouette disappear down the corridor, and the halls felt hollow after. But I did not cry, not then. I waited until the moon rose, and the palace fell still, then let the tears come like a secret tide. You live in that part of me now, the one no cameras see. The unguarded, untouched part where longing grows quietly. Sometimes I press my palm against the window pane, knowing it is not your hand on the other side, but wishing, I imagine your life without me, simpler, freer, and I wonder if you feel the same ache when you hear my name. I wonder if when I speak on screens, your heart says mine in silence. Mine does. Every time I see you in dreams, in memory, I fall again, and each fall is softer, deeper, more certain. Love wears your face, and though we walk separate maps, the same compass pulls at us both. You once told me that my laugh was the sound you'd remember if the world ever fell quiet. I carry that line like armor. When days are long and smiles are worn like masks, I think of you saying it, not because I needed to hear it, but because you needed to say it. That's love, not convenient intention. We built something in shadows that could outlast kingdoms. A thing made not of gold, but truth. There is a kind of sovereignty in that. Sometimes I wonder what you see when you look at me now. This girl made of laws and legacy, wrapped in royals. Do you still see the girl who ran barefoot across the garden, chasing light with laughter? I hope so. Because that girl still exists. Only for you. She lives behind the speeches, beneath the crowns, inside the letters I never sent. If one day we are strangers again, I will still carry you like scripture, sacred, eternal. And if love must be our revolution, let it be quiet. Let it be out. Love wears your face, and in that face I have found the one place the world cannot reach. The heart of everything I never dared to ask for.